Alright, welcome back, sports fans. Since we have a bit of a lull, I've been asked to go ahead and review a match that happened earlier this week and try to uh, help them figure out where they went wrong in this match. So, this is Vorrt versus Nillyman for the Chaos Invitational. And let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. We've got Dwarves versus Skaven. Both, with this being the first match of the season, both of them being tier 1, neither has any extra skills. It's just straight TV 1000. So, looks like Nillyman is kicking. And he is set up really far back. This is not an unusual setup, especially for cowards. I hate this setup so much. It's... If you're going to do this setup against dwarves, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Because the one thing that Skaven want to do against the dwarf team is pull them apart. But this setup doesn't really do that. The dwarves don't have tons of guard yet, so a tight-knit game isn't going to be as tragic, but you're going to run into troubles of getting your team spread out. So, if you're going to do the coward setup, setting up far back means that they can not really get a blitz off on any of these back guys, and leaving the wide zones isn't as big of a deal against dwarves because they're slow as shit. So, what do the dwarves need to do to counter this? Well, they need to definitely beat the shit out of these guys. And take full advantage of the 4 squares that they've given you. So, honestly, I'd go ahead and set up your Troll Slayers here in the middle, shove these Line Rats as far out as possible with your Frenzy, and then cage up as deep as possible. So, obviously, you're going to run into troubles if there's a deep kick. I'd go ahead and set up one runner in the back, one runner here instead of the on the same x-axis. That way you can hopefully run, pick up, and then hand off to the other, and then try to run and get to your cage as quickly as possible. Because that's going to be where the hiccups are. Keep your blitzers back here, because they're also AG3, and an X-Ties movement. So just in case a blitz happens, or you fail to pick up, or you fail to hand off, you've at least got some kind of coverage here, and at least some kind of block. So, let's see what he goes ahead and does here. No APO for either team, so every removal is going to count on this one. Very sunny weather shouldn't be a factor for either team, really. So, okay, it is a deep kick. And see, these blitzers are way too far forward. You're not going to get any blitzes off on these back players. These blitzers need to be back here just to help cover your runners in case something like this happens. So, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skaven aren't going to get back here, but it gives you more leeway on turn 2. Because they could quite easily come and apply pressure with their gutter runners. You at least have some kind of protection back here. Means that you can more safely do things up front and not have to worry about it. So, there's just no point in these blitzers being so far forward given the setup of everyone right now. These Troll Slayers are set up to push inward, and it looks more like Vort's just going on autopilot already. Normally, you know, like I said, dwarves want to keep a close and tight-knit field, but you're not going to do that to the whole team. So doing it to these 3 players is really just going to stop you from pressing forward down the center of the field. And as a result, it's going to push you to a side. you don't have the mobility to do the wraparound, and that's going to be a problem later on. Okay. I don't like him being the one to do this. Moving a player over by the ball is a good thing, but he should honestly be the one to do the pickup. This one should be the one to run over here, because now you've lost a square of for progression. So we counted earlier, 5 would have gotten this runner onto the ball, move forward 6. This runner could have gotten to the same square that this one ended. So you lost a square of movement already. It's these minor things that can really add up in a game of Blood Bowl. Got a couple text messages. What is that about? Okay, it's work. I don't care. Okay, so he took down these line rats. Didn't really get much for his effort. I don't know why he went ahead and burnt the blitz instead of just moving. You have all these extra guys. You could have easily moved someone up, thrown a block, and then had the blitz for afterwards. Yes, had this guy stood up, you would have had a block there, but it's just generally good practice to do it in that order. So, and now he doesn't know what to do with the rest of his dwarves. And it's very evident. What kind of setup is this? What, you have guys dotted around everywhere and not really doing anything. If you're worried about these 2 line rats dodging in and coming down, that's solved by leaving the one guy here. So, which is yet another reason why you should have thrown this block first instead of burning the blitz. You've left this entire wide zone open, and this one is still wide enough for someone to try to run down and apply pressure. So, I don't know why you would even let these get away to here. At least one of them can dodge there and be an open player that you don't have marked immediately. So now he's got an option to have a standing player in the middle of the field. So I also am not a fan of leaving the Troll Slayer open to a blitz from the Rat Ogre if you wanted to go ahead and do that. So your Troll Slayers are the squishies. So okay, Rat Ogre is playing super conservatively. Not necessarily the worst thing when you're playing Skaven and you went greedy with a Rat Ogre instead of an Apo and a bench, but I feel like he could have at least tried to press some kind of pressure down here. Doesn't necessarily have to do this, just because, well, you've got a Troll Slayer here that can frenzy you out. But you've got plenty of space to move a Gutter or a Storm Vermin on this side just to apply pressure, because this runner is so far back that if you move someone here, then he is forced to come over here and cage, or forced to put 2 dwarves over on one side, which is just going to limit the dwarves' mobility on this very long drive at this point. So, first thing the dwarves need to do is go ahead and run this forward. Yeah, you're not going to get further than 6 squares, so... Why are you dedicating yourself? You're already leaning to a side. If at all possible, in general in Blood Bowl, you want to stay as centered of the field as possible. Unless someone is pressuring a side, or you know you're going to sweep to one side or the other. There's so much distance between you and the other team, and the team outmaneuvers you. You don't want to already start dedicating towards one side or the other. Keep it center, and keep your opponent guessing, and have to play things cautiously. Okay, he's at least got some kind of field coverage. I think this was a little preemptive. I understand you're terrified of the gutters, but all the gutters are way back here. They can't even hit your runner. They can barely mark him. Even the most forward line rat can barely get in there. This is a bit preemptive. So, I don't mind putting the two longbeards that are up front. They've got tackle. That's fine. Go and move the runner up, maybe right behind that runner. But these blitzers don't need to be back here. They need to be keeping the pressure going. And you need to start forming your next cage. Because these longbeards aren't going to keep pace. In this case, I'm fine with telegraphing where you're going to be. So, keep these three line rats locked in, and try to have some semblance of a cage here at the line of scrimmage. See, and he moved the blitzer here, so this runner has nothing to do. So, and considering that your ball carrier outpaces your cage, that's not a great thing to have happen. So, again, I'm not a fan of blitzing with this guy. Yeah. If you come across with this Troll Slayer, you can frenzy him into the other Troll Slayer. Maximize your possible hits when you know you're strapped for blocks. So instead, you just got the one. Yes, it's a frenzy blitz, but if you roll double pushes and double pushes, well, he's a standing player that's going to block you next turn.
Like halflings round a set. This is gonna be enough to come out on top.
Someone needs to go here. That'll work. Move him over. Okay, why? This is way too defensive. For a team that's way back here, I get that they're Skaven, but you need to count out your squares, bud. Like, this guy shouldn't be here. He should be here. Now these line rats have a way of getting out and being free and causing problems later. This is just no. Your opponent gave you so much ground to start with, and you're a slow team. You need to take every inch he gives you, and you have ceded all of it. So, yeah, I'm a little surprised he's not tried to blitz with the Rat Ogre. He easily could have made this a 3-die blitz with Frenzy on the Squishy. I get it, but again, the Rats outmaneuver the Dwarves. That's not too much of a commitment. In fact, as the defense here, the Skaven want to be pushing the Dwarves towards one side. So the Rat Ogre comes here and collapses this side, and even possibly removes a player, then it forces the Dwarves to try to come over here. So, and with this much ground for the Dwarves to cover, you can then maneuver and cover them and slow them down dramatically. And why did he go mark as Troll Slayer? That's a bizarre thing. But there you go. These line rats dodged out because they were not covered by this line dwarf. You just need to stand there and it will lock them in. So,
Moved right next to a teammate.
Okay. You're doing the Skaven's work for them. You go over here because you've got the free block. Fine. You've got a pocket in here. You ran the Troll Slayer across the field to go hit this guy? Why would you not just hit this guy and direct your ball this way? You don't even have to get into the Y zone because he's not going to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your ball moves here. Your Troll Slayer could have blitzed him. You could have set up a cage still in the center of the field. But now you've spread yourself out already.
This smells weakness. Grab him and relax.
Dwarves still not getting any luck on the removal front. And see, instead you've committed yourself over here, so now these two dwarves are stuck. They're way out of position, and if the Skaven knew what they were doing, they would try to set up guys here to keep them blocked off. All it takes is like 2, maybe 3 line rats along here, and these two are gone. Because you either have to try to wrap around, in which case you're not helping push through, or that's your blitz, in which case you're not blitzing through whatever wall they set up in front of the rest of your team. This is immediately what he does. Perfect. That's all he needs. 2 line rats.
They've gone into the opponent's tackle zone. They should be good.
Yep, and you've committed, so the Rat Ogre's coming in. He's going to frenzy a player. I think this is a bit of an overcommitment with the Rat Ogre. Yep. And he went for it, okay? That could have gone badly for the Rat Ogre, but, you know, he was capitalizing off of the mistake here. You way overcommitted. You didn't take into account that the enemy team also has frenzy, because they're used to playing dwarves and shoving people around. So your whole team should be right over here and not down here. You're moving far too slowly, and all that ground is lost. So I like being able to blitz through because the rats did seal you off here. I don't like the runner being there because now the rats have a block here to open up your cage and come in with a 1-die blitz. So this is honestly a bit of a situation here because you don't want to set up here next to this line rat. If you set up here, you've got the same issue here. Use about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And this line rat was here. I don't know. Maybe this is the best move. Because I'm hard pressed to try recommend fouling this line rat, which is the only way that you can move into any of these spots. But the other option would have been to not blitz with the blitzer and to blitz with the Troll Slayer to try to shove him further out of the way with a push. Which you rolled a push, so that could have easily been done given the dice array. So But now you're going to be trailing all these players. They're not really going to get much done for you. This Longbeard and this Troll Slayer are stuck. Did the 1 die. Got greedy with it. You should have just set up for the 2 dice and dealt with the Frenzy Trap. If you're going to throw this, that's what you should have done.
Come on, guys. Together.
Going in with the Route Ogre. I guess he feels like that's the only way he's going to move the Route Ogre, but... well... and he makes the loner. But now the Route Ogre's in the middle of everything. I honestly wouldn't have had a problem if he came in with the 1-die blitz with a gutter on the runner. This guy doesn't have tackle because it's only a blitzer. That's a 4+ with a dodge reroll into a 1-die against something that doesn't have block. And then you can wrap around the other gutter runner and recover the ball. So, I feel like that would have been a better use of the blitz. But...
I bet the opposition didn't even see it go by.
Against Skaven, I mostly relied on...
okay. Clear that away.
Smells like
Thank you.
old cheese.
Okay, so what do the Dwarves need to do now? They're down a player, they've got a Route Ogre in their cage. The Skaven are getting aggressive. First thing I do is go ahead and block with this runner, I think. Right? Maybe not. Let's take a minute to think about all this. Yeah, I think that's probably the better move. Go and block the runner with the runner. If you get a push him here. This will allow this blitzer here to try hit, and that will help get you away from the Route Ogre. Because that's what you need to do right now, is move away from this, because you don't have the one Troll Slayer stunned, the other one's on the opposite side of all this. So you don't have the tools necessary to deal with him right now. So, you know, reform a cage and get away from the Route Ogre. So block there, he can block there. Your runner can go ahead and throw a block on that, get away from him, followed up with the blitz from this Longbeard who's got block tackle. So, and that'll help move the runner away from him, and he will get the gutter off of there. From there, you can try to put some kind of defense together. I don't know if you throw this block or not afterwards. It kind of depends on what's going on there. He could go ahead and throw a block on... it'll be a 1-die on that guy. Afterwards, he could throw a 1-die on that guy. So no, Vorrt doesn't shy away from the 1-die blocks. So he could stand up. None of this is going to be pretty. So... okay, he throws his blitz immediately. And see, that's the other reason why you throw the block with him. Because starting to block with him, if you roll the pushes like you did, you didn't free anyone up. You realistically didn't make any progress. If he threw the block and got a push there, not only would it help him, but it would free up a player to move around. So... goes for the 2-die uphill. And then he doesn't throw the 1-die block with the Troll Slayer. Because, yeah, you might as well have done that, because the 2-die block is coming.
Twinkle toes there.
I haven't seen a
Like, honestly, that was a much better block to throw than a 2-die uphill against a loner piece. Because it is a loner piece, and it can fuck up. Make him have to roll that block, not the one that you can burn a team reroll on. See? And there's a wild animal. See, wouldn't have blocked anything. Yep, there's a bounce in favor of the Skaven.
Not enough tackle zones on that ball, and now the opposing team has paid the price.
Yeah. Alright, well, the Dwarves are a bit fucked at this point. I don't see much in the way of how you're going to get a blitz off there. That's a 4+, 3+, 4, 5, go. I mean, that it's doable. You've got 2 rerolls, but it's not great. So the thing that's really hurting, and nothing you can do anything about, is you've not gotten any removals on AV7. And that sucks. You're actually down players. This line rat definitely should get marked. And I think, at the very least, if you're not going to go for the wraparound to hit this gutter, that you need to hit this gutter. Because he's in scoring range at this point. So, yeah. You need to be playing to keep it 0-0 for the half. Play for the 0-0 halftime and try to get some damage done. So, because this Skaven can just play keep away at this point. So, that's why you need to hit him, and you need to hit him. So, you've got a free block. Well, I shouldn't say free. You've got a 2-die into a reverse 2-die. You can try to get this Troll Slayer out by adding assist here so you can get out. But yeah, it's not a good spot.
I love the sound of the Skaven wandering clean. Sounds like victory.
He didn't see the opponents around him, did he?
Well, there's a KO. I don't know why you didn't move friends over, but you're too damn worried about this fucking ride over. You committed 3 players to try to end up pushing him, and left all this move space over here. He's playing Skaven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Handoff. Gone. It's easy as that. Because you didn't base him, which would have at least made all these tackle zones, so he has to throw a block here or a blitz here. And you committed 2 players that didn't need to go punch the route over instead of just sealing this away. This runner, I don't mind particularly, but I would have rather have him been inward a little bit. So, if he was, yeah, just inside from the wide zones, that would have been fine. Maybe even one more. So, but yeah, you just left way too much open space here.
These Skaven are just too fast.
Oh, look at that, the handoff. And gone.
Those vermin are fast, Jim.
Yeah, this runner's way too far away to get anywhere close to here. That's why I'm saying, like, at the very least here, stop it. At the very least, in 2 squares, 3 squares will have been optimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go, go. At least he can get there if he was over 3 squares. While still doing his job over here. Because, like, he's alone. If the Skaven did decide to blitz through here, him being here is not going to do anything. Outside of he's a guy that he has to be cautious of. So, he's your highest movement piece, but he's not that high movement. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go, go. So he could at least potentially 4+ dodge to get down here and cancel out the well, apply pressure. I was going to say cancel out the assist, but you've got no blitz. So, yeah, this Skaven have the touchdown at this point. The Dwarves played the Skaven's game. They were overly cautious in the beginning, they spread out in the middle, and got punished for it.
The attacker has an assist.
Yeah, I don't know why you even bother with the GFIs. It doesn't do anything. Yeah. There's no reason for the Skaven to stall your dwarves. And you're already down a player, so you don't have the one-turn touchdown option. Because you need all 11 players for that.
So, none of the knockout players seem to have awoken in time for the next down. That must be one heck of a dream they're having.
Possession is the key to winning, which must drive the coach crazy, as his team has just kicked it away.
So, yeah, keep your runners back here. Try to throw a pass. Try to hurt these 3 players. That's all you can really do.
Haha, here's some friends.
Just like the Slender. This player keeps on going on.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought he was doing there. It's clear by this point that Vorrt is tilted. Just the silliest of errors. At least he made a 3-die block.
Looks like that's you on the menu to
Run the blitzer back here. There you go. Try to make a pass.
The ball is in the dwarf's rather big and ungainly hands.
Yeah. Both tried for the 1 GFI, but
Bad luck caused by that glowing
1 GFI is worthwhile in my opinion. 2 GFIs is not to make the +1 difference. Especially since the +1 would help negate the fumble from the -1 from the very sunny. So you have at least also increased your chances of an inaccurate versus a fumble. Because, you know, shit can happen. I guess that doesn't matter if it's inaccurate anyways, because you don't get SPP for it. But
About to start the next round, and none of the KO'd players have woken up. Lazy shit. Must be a real kick in the head to have to get the ball away with.
passing's always weird in calculating, because it's the only thing in Blood Bowl that gives you partial credit. Everything is pass or fail. And throwing the ball has degrees of failure. Okay. You put your speedy guys on the line. You're not down a player anymore because the KO stayed out. But I get that you want to have tackle readily available for the gutters, but you need to get to the gutters before that matters. And that extra square movement and that extra point of agility, so you might be able to actually cut a corner and make a dodge, I think is more valuable to you at this point. Because, yeah, the Skaven are up. They're just going to shove this in and make it a 2-0 as quickly as possible. Get the ref. Alright. And it's a deep kick. That'll help a little
This is going
bit.
to be decisive. Unity is strength.
Yep, move another line rat over, blitz with the roger. Asking for a friend?
Safety in numbers.
No, don't move him. You were just given a bribe. Foul the fuck out of the blitzer.
I heard stroking him on his belly or chin may calm him down.
See, even the rat ogre's confused. Why didn't you foul? I get it, he's stunned, but you've got 2 assists on
That Skaven moves like
you with a
wild
bribe.
Well, that's one way to describe it.
In a game where every body counts, I would have been fine with putting a stunned player. Okay. You blitzed this gutter, but didn't go to mark this gutter with the tackle. Why? Because he was right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not even a GFI. And put someone in range for the intercept. Is it the rat ogre? Is that why you're worried? Because I'll be honest, marking the rat ogre with the blitzer probably would have been a better move than pushing 2 GFIs to force the Skaven to roll a 2+ dodge with a reroll. And it's still putting him there with at least moved him forward so he's not completely unpressuring the backfield, but would have kept the rat ogre occupied. And would have been 1 fewer GFIs. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for it. Yeah. So, yeah. That's a mistake in my opinion. These guys need to get marked. So, move the Troll Slayer in here. Move the runners here and here. 2, 3, and then, yeah, have a floating Longbeard here. Maybe where this runner's at. Just in case. No, mark him. Why are you so deathly afraid of marking fucking line rats? You need to mark these line rats, or you're giving him way too many pieces to create the blitzes that he needs. Because as it stands right now, you've effectively done nothing to stop the play. The most forward gutter runner is unmarked. He has a completely open route downfield. Dodge 2+ with a reroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even if he goes 9. 1 GFI, quick pass. Like, that, it's as easy as that. He's got 3 rerolls to do it all with. And it's all 2+. What the fuck are these two doing? The play's over here. You know the play's over here. One gunner's on the ground with a tackler on him. The other one is cut off from everything. If you move this Troll Slayer over here, you stop him from making this hole too. These two are doing absolutely fuck all.
Sometimes the underdog wins the fight. Not this time. Did you see the pass, Vorrt? You sometimes miss the sign. Desperate.
Oh, I guess it's 3+ pass because of the weather. Forgot about the weather. Yep. Easy as that.
Here's the touchdown, which could protect them from a comeback. This might be the end. Hey, it's a fresh start.
And his KO woke up, so now you're down players.
One team is lighter player, not a significant difference, but can impact the game.
Important thing, gotta keep possession of the ball and not lose it. Strike back would be terrible.
High kick, that's at least something. You might be able to fucking tie this game after all. That's fine. This is still not the worst field positioning ever.
Assisted in a fight. Somebody please stop this.
I still don't know what you are doing with the blitz. You're not going to get this runner into scoring range. And you're not going to go full potato, because he will absolutely swarm your ass for 3 dice. And a reroll. This guy's at least got the right idea. Push shit out of the middle. You've got to bribe so you can even foul this fucker once you get him down. Move to the center. Why? Why'd you re-roll that?
That's how you take down the rat man, Jim. Solid punch to the main. Critter will stop it flipping around.
There's no reason to have re-rolled that. Yes, you have 2 guys that will have been away. This guy can move, and then he doesn't lose any progression. The only person who will lose any progress is one fucking Longbeard. That's directly behind 3 obstacles. Everyone else could have taken diagonals and gotten around. There's no reason for that to have been a reroll.
Ouch. Must really hurt.
Why are you only moving 3? Oh, you had to re-roll that because that was a runner. That's why. Because you put the fucking runner on the line of scrimmage for some weird reason.
Well done, little fella. You got to encourage the poor thing. It's not often he exceeds in such an action.
What is going on? What is this? What kind of... Not only did you not take all of these squares of progress, because you didn't move your full movement, but you went ahead and moved the ball to a side. You're Dwarves. You cannot be doing this. Any slow team, like, at all, you cannot be picking sides this early without when your opponent is playing center. Ever. Khemri, Dwarves, fucking ogres, none of that. You cannot be doing that. That is a very lucky break.
A blow made out of desperation, no doubt. But this time it worked.
The blitz him, run. Now you can pick a side because he's committed players over here. Now Rat Ogre's down. He's got 2 down line rats. You can blitz his ass, take the straight diagonal. And all he's going to be able to run in front of your cage with is fucking 2 gutter runners and a line rat. Yes, throw that block. Should have pushed him there, but whatever. Why'd you switch my angle? Two, three, 4, 5. Okay, I'll let it happen. Don't put him in front of the cage, push him to the side. Why are you not following up? Follow him up. Don't let him move for free. It's not like this dwarf couldn't have moved to that very same square. Because look, now has nothing to do. Why are you marking him? That doesn't solve anything. So you can throw a 2-die block? Just throw the 1-die block there. This guy needs to be over where the play is. I don't care if you mark these gutters. I don't care if you just move him in this direction. You're too damn slow to be committing just to fucking throw a block on something that does not matter.
Sometimes huge animals like this forget the sport and embrace their wild side.
Look at this. The guy that threw the blitz got to do so for free because you didn't follow up and mark him to at least force him to roll a goddamn dodge. And now he's got a pseudo wall in front of you. Mount the go and run the side here. Blitz this fucker. Move up the cage. I don't think he was. That's the best assist spot because now you're cutting the rest of your team off. Go here. Get out of your team's way. Throw the blitz. Then.
Come on, guys. Together.
Again, with hitting in front of your team. Stop doing that. You should, your cage should have been here. He should have been off to the side.
They say I should have seen.
Why did he dodge? Why did he dodge there instead of, moving any of these guys around, tagging anything? Like, for fuck's sake. Because now he throws a block there. He's now open for a blitz. You curl a gutter around here because you have no kind of coverage on this side. He comes in for a 2-die blitz.
That speed will be difficult to catch.
Tail, Jim. All you need is the tail.
Oh, wow. It's that easy. No kind of coverage here, so he can move the gutter in and recover it. Either gutter. I think he's playing with fire by cutting these corners. He didn't need to do that. Yeah. He would have been better served to just hold on to the ball here, and if this line route should have been here. Or just marking this long beard, but it's neither here nor there. Yep. Out of rerolls. These two are still doing fuck all over here. Should have moved them before anything else happened.
I bet the opposition didn't even see it go by.
Against Skaven, I mostly relied on odor, Jim. When it smells like old cheese, I let it rip. I haven't seen a rat run so fast since I fired your agent.
Yep. It's the game. So, at this point, dwarves should just be blocking, blitzing, and fouling as much as possible. Because this Chaos Invitational, foul kills will count. So.
That's disappointing. They're both still standing.
Yeah, and he's tossed in the towel. He's not moving all of his players. Even though he should be, he's got at least 2 more turns. The Skaven aren't going to score early. They're just going to let the clock run out. Yep, block, foul. Going after the big cheese. Dauntless. Dauntless.
No stopping them.
Bam.
I didn't like it. It paid off. Good old nothing.
Yeah, no, you should be fouling. There's no reason not to be fouling.
Any advice, man? For the side that's down 2 touchdowns.
Make out your will and check your insurance policies. Keep away from the fans. They're not going to be happy.
I imagine that in their dreams, at least, they're winning.
Yeah. Sets up way back there.
That's a gap that can be filled. They've kicked the ball to the opponents. Now it's time to think defensively.
Perfect defense. Again with the blitz first.
With fists laid out, he's following up, hoping to get the knockdown next time. That's it. Force him back and then...
How would you do that? How would you lose blocks?
Fragile. Very fragile.
Yeah. So that's that. So yeah, block dice were pretty average. You know, his dodges were he had the one failed dodge. There's no accounting for it. Most of them were still 2+s. Man, he actually failed a fair amount of wild animals. Yeah, all the 2+ pickups. Honestly, in net, the Skaven were a little lower on their success rate than they should have been. This is a little high. This is high considering they were 3+s. This is high considering they were 2+s. Sorry, by high I mean the failure rate, not the success rate. So, yeah, the KOs are below average. So, honestly, this Skaven should have had slightly better dice on average. So, GFIs slightly below, but not horribly below.
I've got my
Pickups were fine.
Swig burger,
Dodges,
XXXL size cheese
not
shaker.
unexpected. You only did 3 dodges, so it's hard to judge off of that. So, yeah, Noah's dice were out of whack. This was just it came down to bad positioning on the Dwarves' part, not taking every advantage that they could have, and just parking themselves in a corner. So, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of this matchup to begin with from the Dwarf side. I was hesitant to give it to Vorrt to begin with, but yeah, this is why. I mean, even with good positioning, it's still not a fun matchup. This game should be more like a 1-1 game with good positioning, unless this game gets super greedy or super lucky. You get super greedy, and have average dice, the dwarves punish it, and it's a 2-1 for the dwarves. If the Skaven gets super lucky, then it becomes a 2-1 for Skaven. So, but this should be a grind up one side and then finesse and snake your way down for a 1-1 on the other side.
Getting bored, Jim. You know I
So,
got the attention.
maybe Skaven score on turn
When are you
14
gonna
or
get
something
TNA?
and try to pull something out of their ass to steal the ball, but yeah. Alright, well that's that. I'll be back tomorrow with my Chaos Invitational match. I have Chaos versus Wood Elves, which in a lot of ways is a very similar matchup. We don't have as much block, we're a little bit more agile and faster, but the Elves are too, so at least compared to Skaven. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully I can perform better than the Dwarves did here. But until then, Nuffle, bless your dice.